That's wonderful. Sneeze on all my medicine. Thank you. Well, by now y'all know that my room's going to always be messy because I can't ever seem to get to it. Anyway, let's talk about surgery. Anyway, I was getting ready to upload a video and I realized that I had a couple of comments on one of my other videos that I wanted to address because they are good questions. Questions I actually had myself before I went through this. Someone posted, they said, I wonder if you could explain more about what it was like to be put to sleep. This is the part that freaks me out. Like, what does it feel like? How do they do it? And what does it feel like when they put the stuff in? Okay, let's stop. There's a lot to unpack there. First of all, the one thing I worry about with surgery is being put to sleep. It is very scary. These are my experiences, and they're not meant to keep you from going to surgery or to encourage you to do surgery in any way. This is just the way that I feel. And this experience is very fresh in my mind because I had this done 4 days ago. So, my experience with this gallbladder removal, I got there, they tell you to get everything off, they tell you to put everything in that bag, and then you lay on a bed in a gown. They give you a new mask and a new hairnet thingy, and then you sit around and you wait. They give you your IV, and because they're going to go ahead and pump you full of fluids before surgery so that you aren't depleted as of after surgery. I mean, nuts. If you happen to bleed during surgery, they want you to have enough fluid to be able to replenish your red blood cells. So they give you your IV. They ask you how you're feeling. For me, I was feeling a little bit anxious, but not too terribly bad. I told them I don't usually get anxious until about 20 minutes before surgery. That's when it all starts hitting me. And then I had a really bad headache and I was feeling very nauseous. So they gave me some Zofran through my IV. They gave me something for my headache. And then they also, I can't remember what else they gave me right then. But later they came back in and I had to sit there forever. It was freezing. They put that bear hugger thing on me that blows hot air over you. And so I ended up falling asleep because they bumped me to the end of the day of surgery. I got there at 10:30 and I didn't end up having surgery until like 2 p.m. But it was fine because I was comfortable. It was quiet in there. I just closed my eyes and went to sleep. So I rested, and then they came in and they woke me up, and I went to the bathroom, and then they came back and they said, we're going to go ahead and give you your anxiety pills now, or your anxiety medication now through your IV. So they gave me, I can't remember what it was, but through my IV, they gave me that relaxing medication. It helps with anxiety and those types of feelings. And so it does relax you and it makes you tired. They also give you Benadryl, which I thought was interesting because they don't want you to have any kind of allergic reaction to anything like the anesthesia or any of the other things. So they gave me Benadryl and they gave me an anxiety medicine, which I think was Atarax, but that might be wrong. So I started getting loopy and tired, and they told me I had about a half hour till surgery. So I was kind of space cadet-y. It's that feeling of when you if you've ever had a muscle relaxer or if you've ever taken Benadryl, I mean, that's the feeling that you get where you're like, and you want to go to sleep really bad, but you can't. So they came in, they wheeled me into surgery, and I could tell I was the last person to surgery because they started getting it done. They were on it. Like, I take my glasses off before I go back and it freaks me out because I can't see anything. I have very, very bad eyesight. So I can't get a good angle to get the glare off my glasses. Anyway, so they wheel you back there. I don't have my glasses on at this point. I'm completely naked. I have just the gown, the hairnet, the mask, and my socks on. And so they wheel you into this room. Everything's blurry for me, but it's a big surgery room. And there's another table they wheel you up next to, and you're laying on just the bed from the room where you were before. So they wheel you up and they say, okay, this is where you're going to have surgery. We need you to get over on this other table. So they you scoot over and they lay you down, and instantly they're going to they're like, we're going to put a mask on your face. And this part really freaks you out. I'm going to tell you right now, take the anxiety medicine if you have any anxiety about surgery or claustrophobia of any kind, because there's about a 10-minute period where I thought, and I think this every time I get put under anesthesia, you feel like you're going to die. You feel like, well, this is the end. Okay, goodbye, world. It really does feel like that for me, but that doesn't last. What happens, I should have asked for more anxiety medication, because when you go into the room, they slide you over on a table, they put that mask on you, and I guess that has oxygen and laughing gas in it, or whatever that other gas that helps you relax at the dentist, because immediately you start getting very, very woozy. And you start kind of being like, okay. And they're taking your arms and they're strapping them down to a table on either side. If you've ever seen a C-section, that's kind of the setup. Like, they lay you down, they strap your arms out like this. They've got a mask on your face. And then they are working through everything that they have to do. They don't talk to you anymore. The only thing that they say to me was, okay, your anesthesia is going in now. You're going to feel sorry. You're going to feel tired. This is the part that really freaked me out. From the time they wheel me into that room, from the time that they're like, all right, you're going to feel woozy and tired, it is, okay, how did it feel? It feels, for me, that there is just this cloud. Like, your eyes go wide because your body's like, oh gosh, I'm shutting down. Oh gosh, I'm shutting down. And like, I feel my eyes go wide and they shoot the stuff in. And I feel like I'm strapped down, so I can't move anything. And my body, it's like you go paralyzed. You cannot move anything. And there's like, for me, it always feels like there's this horrible dark cloud with my eyes open is closing me in until I can't see anything. There's no way I could have fought it. There's one of the questions that this person asked is, how do they do it? They do it through your IV, but first they give you the gas once you're in the anesthesia room. At least this was my process. And so the gas helps you relax and not freak out. And then they give you the whatever anesthesia you're getting, propofol or whatever it is, through your IV. It is instant. They're not fooling around. Like, you will be on the table, they'll say, okay, you're getting it. And within 3 seconds, you're out. There's no way of fighting it. You're gone. And from that point on, that is the most terrifying feeling for me ever. It is, the thought always comes to me, okay, well, I guess I die here. I guess this is it. I love you. And I just go to sleep. Those are about the amount of thoughts I get out of my brain before I'm asleep. And then you wake up in recovery. I didn't feel like opening my eyes. I wasn't in any pain. I was very thirsty and very nauseous. So I'm laying there with my eyes closed. They're like, hey, Miss Jeffries, how you feeling? I said, I feel very nauseous. And so they gave me some nausea medicine in my IV, and they said, well, we're just going to let you sleep. And so I slept for a very long time. Then they brought me some ice chips. I had a couple of those. I slept again. My recovery this time was pretty slow. Then once I'm recovering, they called my husband. He drove back from Carrollton, and it takes him about 35 minutes to get from Carrollton. So by the time he arrived, they had taken out my IV, but before they did that, they gave me painkillers to go home on. They gave me a patch behind my ear that lasts for 3 days that helps you with nausea that I just took off today. They had me all bandaged up. I was dressed, ready to go. I made it home without throwing up, which was awesome, and I have not thrown up since I've been home. That's a miracle. Yes, going under anesthesia is horrible and scary and ridiculously panic-inducing, but that only lasts for like 5-10 seconds, that feeling. If you can function for the rest of it, it's just a 5 to 10 second feeling of, oh my God, I'm gonna die, and then you're asleep. I know what's happening in my body and I still feel that way. It is scary knowing that that feeling's coming, but I would never not have a surgery because of that simple feeling, because I know that whoever is doing the anesthesia has got me. They've got it under control. They've done it a million times and they're fine. So I hope that helps. Oh, I was going to show you guys something. Here's the medicine that people did not tell me about. Gas relief. You want to be taking gas relief every day after your surgery, because they blow your belly up full of gas so that they can get to your gallbladder. Gas relief, yes, it goes through the digestive system and helps with that, but you have so much gas in your system, that's a benefit. So is taking small walks around your house. The other thing you're going to want, stool softener. Stool softener, because you just had surgery on your abdomen and the last thing you want to be doing is pushing your stool out. You will be constipated because the painkillers, all painkillers are constipation forming, cause constipation. So you are going to want those. And honestly, I'm on day 4. I still haven't pooped. I know that's too much information, but that happens. You feel like I haven't eaten that much, so I know there's not much in me that needs to come out. But being on day 4 and not pooping yet is getting very uncomfortable. And I'm really getting worried that when I have to go, it's going to be even more painful. So I had Brandon go get me a laxative today. I'm going to try one of those today on top of the Gas X. I'm also taking half an allergy pill when I take my painkiller because it makes me super itchy. And ibuprofen is okay. I can take 3 ibuprofens every 4 to 6 hours. Ibuprofen is helping way more than the painkillers, I think. I think the painkillers are okay for a certain part of the pain, but the ibuprofen is doing more to help me function, if that makes sense. And the last thing that I'm taking to supplement is Protandim, because it helps on a cellular level and it works on inflammation on the inside. And I have a heck of a lot of inflammation on the inside. The only other things I'm taking is my painkiller, my levothyroxine for my thyroid, and my Cymbalta for my fibromyalgia. So that was a lot of information. I hope it turns out as a good video. So bye.